Hey everyone, welcome to the first ever episode of the Total Dino podcast. I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't have any format or plan for this, so I'm kind of just making it up as I go. I don't know if this will be episode 0 or episode 1, because it's kind of like a pilot. Not really a whole lot of real content here, because I'm just kind of feeling out what people want and, seeing how it goes as I go. I'm going to go ahead and just call it episode 1 because whatever happens, it's going to be the first one. So Total Dino, if you are listening to this, you probably already know. It's me. My name is Tim. I'm on all the social medias and all over the internet drawing dinosaurs and making little videos and infographic type pictures of dinosaurs, and I'm just an internet dinosaur guy. So that's what this podcast is going to be about. That's the idea anyway, is it's going to be me talking about dinosaurs. So I hope you enjoy. As you can tell so far, I don't have anything planned very much. So my name is Tim. I'm the guy behind Total Dino. It's all me. I don't have a team or a business or a company. It's just me. So I draw the dinosaurs. I write up the infographics. I do the research. In case you're wondering, I am not an academically trained paleontologist or anything like that. I'm the guy that will sit there and read an entire Wikipedia page. And I know there's people out there saying, oh, Wikipedia is a bad source, which it can be, but so what I usually do is I read the Wikipedia page, and then I go to the sources, and usually with dinosaur stuff, that links to actual scientific pages, and then I read those, and they are much more boring than Wikipedia, but, get the real info. So I read a lot of boring, nerdy stuff without... for fun. So I try to draw accurate dinosaurs. I try to post accurate info online. I share it on Facebook and TikTok and wherever. Instagram, X, Twitter, whatever. And it's just me drawing these dinosaurs and making these videos, and now here I am making a podcast. And as you can tell, I don't really know where to go with this conversation. I have a couple bullet points in front of me here, so let's just move along. So the first thing I was really going to talk about was the point of this podcast. Basically, a lot of people online seem to like my content, and I've been told I should start a podcast, so here we go. I assume it's going to get less awkward and I'll get more experienced as we go. Right now I'm kind of just talking to myself, talking to this microphone, and it feels kind of weird, but, you got to start somewhere. And if you're listening to this years in the future, and you've gone back to this first episode just to see how awkward it is, well, I feel like I can only improve from here. So hello from the past. Hopefully my podcast, if this even goes anywhere, is better by your time, future people. So I don't know what this is going to be, what the format's going to be. I assume I'll come up with some kind of regular introduction, maybe like a dinosaur of the day type of thing, or read off some news, recent dinosaur news. I feel like there's already a handful of podcasts that basically do that. I feel like I should come up with something more original, but, I don't know what else to do, so, talk about dinosaurs. Maybe I'll talk about myself. Here I'm kind of going to be relying on you listeners out there, whoever is out there. I'm going to post this on, YouTube and TikTok, and I guess I'll eventually have to figure out how to host a podcast on a podcast platform. I have no idea how to do that, but eventually, I guess by the time you're listening to this, it will be there. So my point is, comment on the YouTube or the TikTok, the YouTubes, the TikToks, the podcast page, Spotify or whatever it is. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. I'm guessing by this point you're going to wish I was talking more about dinosaurs and less about how to make a podcast, or about myself sitting here talking about the fact that I'm talking about making a podcast. Yes, I'm even boring myself. So I'm going to read your comments, and I'm going to hopefully improve, and by the time there's a second episode, maybe it will be more structured, and I'll be less rambling. So, I'm guessing you're going to want more dinosaur stuff than just me talking to myself here. So I guess I should start talking about dinosaurs here. I did have something kind of prepared. I kind of figured I would start with the first dinosaur that I posted on my official social media pages, which, like, for example, if you go to my Instagram and scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see the very first one is Herrerasaurus. So the reason for that is I wanted to start with the three original dinosaurs, Megalosaurus, Iguanodon, and Hylaeosaurus, because historically those are the first ones that were named by science, formally by official scientific scientists. Which if you are now scrolling to the bottom of my Instagram, you'll see that those are the next ones. But I wanted to start with something Triassic because I feel like the time that they lived is more important than the time that we described them. This is not about human history. This is not about how humans discovered dinosaurs. This is about how dinosaurs actually lived and existed. So that's why I wanted to start with something from the Triassic, and so that's why I went with Herrerasaurus, because it's probably one of the most popular and famous dinosaurs from the Triassic. I'm not saying it's the first dinosaur. The most popular from the Triassic is probably Coelophysis, but I don't know. Herrerasaurus seemed like a good place to start. So if you're looking at my artwork on Instagram specifically, since you can't change the images, you'll see that it actually is the first image that I made, which is way before I perfected my techniques. It's a pretty horrendous picture. If you're looking on other stuff, I've updated it so it looks better. Yeah, so this is the kind of thing. Tell me if you don't care why I drew it or how I drew it. I don't think I want to talk about myself or my process unless you guys care or want to hear about that. I feel like I should talk about the dinosaur itself. So here we go. Like I said, Herrerasaurus is from the late Triassic. The earliest dinosaurs that we know of are from the late Triassic. The Triassic also has an early and middle stages, but dinosaurs appeared in the late Triassic as far as our fossil record knows. Herrerasaurus is from the late Triassic. Its name means Herrera's lizard, after the rancher who discovered the first specimen in 1958. It's from South America. It kind of seems like dinosaurs evolved from South America. All the oldest ones are from around there. So, it makes sense that that's where it would be from. Herrerasaurus was 6 meters long. It probably weighed about 350 kilograms. It looks like a theropod. It walks on two legs and eats meat. But there's some weirdnesses about Herrerasaurus. Specifically, it might not even be a dinosaur. That's right. It's such an early specimen that, based on the evolution and the phylogeny, it might be outside of the dinosaur family. So, early archosaurs are the reptiles that contain crocodiles and dinosaurs, and pterosaurs. Going down toward dinosaurs in the lineage, the crocodilians split off, and then you have Ornithodira, and then the pterosaurs split off from that, and then you have the true dinosaurs. Within the dinosaurs, there's Saurischians and Ornithischians, and from there it kind of branches off into the more further dinosaurs. So the Saurischians split into sauropods and theropods. So Herrerasaurus seems like it should be a theropod because these are the carnivorous, meat-eating, two-legged dinosaurs like T-Rex and Velociraptor and all the cool popular ones. But since Herrerasaurus is so early in dinosaur evolution, It might have existed before the theropod-sauropod split and be a basal Saurischian, or it might even be a basal dinosaur before the Saurischian-Ornithischian split, or it might not even be a dinosaur and be a more basal Archosaur, which would mean that it's not a dinosaur. There were a lot of animals like this that were kind of dinosauriforms, but not true dinosaurs. There's certain things that make paleontologists think that it might not have been a dinosaur, like the number of sacral vertebrae that it has fused. So the true dinosaurs have at least 3 fused sacral vertebrae. The sacrum's like around the hips, so those vertebrae, the fact that Herrerasaurus only has 2 makes it seem like it's an animal that existed earlier in the evolution and is therefore not a dinosaur. But it is also possible that it is a dinosaur, and it's just kind of weird like that. So there you go. So like I said, it walks on 2 legs, it eats meat, or it ate meat. It does not walk or eat anymore because it is extinct. But it walked on 2 legs. It basically looked like a theropod. 6 meters long and weighing about 350 kilograms. So there you go. That's Herrerasaurus. I could go more in depth about the ecology or the Triassic environment if anyone wants to hear about that. Again, this episode at least, is going to be very experimental. Like I said, I might just do a dinosaur of the day and talk about it about that much in depth. If that was boring, then tell me in the comments and I won't do it again. Or maybe I'll let you listeners request dinosaurs, or maybe that can be a Patreon feature or something like that. And yeah, like I said, I don't really know what the format is going to be of this. I'm kind of making it up as I go. I feel like I don't have enough to talk about to fill more than 10 minutes. I don't know if 10 minutes makes an appropriate podcast episode length. Let me know. Hopefully I come up with more stuff to talk about. I will read the comments. So another idea that I had is I thought it would be fun if you guys would... If you guys wanted to send in like a voice clip talking about your favorite dinosaurs, and then I could play them on the episodes. Like just say, "Hey, my name is Tim, and my favorite dinosaur is Triceratops. I like it because it's got 3 horns." And then I'll have a little section here in the podcast where we can, I'll play your voice and your sound recording, and everyone can listen to it. Sounds kind of fun. So I have something set up so we can do that. It's a website called SpeakPipe. If you go to speakpipe.com, that's just spelled like the words, speakpipe.com/totaldino, TOTALDINO, speakpipe.com/totaldino, and I think it's a pretty simple website. You hit record. You talk about your favorite dinosaur for however long you want, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, a couple minutes, and then you hit submit, and it'll go into my inbox, and then I'll be able to edit it into the podcast, and you will be heard. So that's just another idea that I had to try to fill out this podcast. So if anyone's out there listening to this and you feel like doing that, you might be on the second episode. So speakpipe.com/totaldino. If you feel weird about that website, you could just email me, or go to my website. There's a contact form, I'm on the internet. We can figure it out. Like I think I mentioned, I have a Patreon if you want to jump on there. I don't know how many of these episodes I'm going to do or how often I'm going to do them, but support from Patreon will definitely motivate me to do it more often if you like this. Or if you like my YouTube videos, they're much more scripted and I think much better. I'd rather watch a YouTube video than listen to this. But if you want to support me, go ahead and jump on my Patreon, patreon.com/totaldino. you'll get to request the dinos that I review, or the artwork that I make, the topics of the videos that I make. And I will be making more podcast episodes if I have that motivation and I can see that people are actually interested. So jump on there and do that, or at least comment and let me know what you like and what you don't like. So there you go. This has been episode 1, the pilot episode. You might want to call it episode 0, but I'm just calling it episode 1. Thanks for listening. Sorry this episode was a mess. Again, my name is Tim. My favorite dinosaur is Triceratops. And I feel like it can only get better from here. So sorry this was a mess. Comment on YouTube, TikTok, wherever you see this posted. Spotify or wherever podcasts pop up. And find me on Discord. I have a Total Dino Discord, and we can talk in there. Tell me how much you hated this episode. I would love to hear about that. So send me your SpeakPipe things. Join me on Patreon. Join me online. So yeah, thanks for listening. This has been the first episode of the Total Dino Podcast.